Hi, friends, and welcome to Yoga Access. If you're enjoying the free content, like and subscribe to make sure that you are up to date on all of the new downloads. I'm so happy to have you here. Hi, friends, and welcome. Today, I'd like to offer a class that has a little more vigorous movement, core engagement, a higher intensity than our slower moving breath-led practices. Not to say that this one won't be breath-led, but the challenge here is really allowing ourselves to tune into the breath while creating contained conditions of stress. So stress meaning that we're moving in a more vigorous, intense fashion. So this can create a stressful environment for the mind until we've come to the practice so many times that we're able to train the mind to stay calm within discomfort and stress. This really helps to translate outside of the studio, outside of your home, and off of the mat and in the world when there's stresses, anxieties, and overwhelm that arise. The more that we've come into a practice like this and learn that we can cultivate calm within the storm, that's when the practice begins to unfold beautifully in all aspects of our life. Today we're going to start in a seated position. I myself have a little meditation cushion underneath my seat. If you want to roll up a blanket, maybe sit on top of a bolster or a block, you have those options available. Feel free to invite those in. I want to begin with our yogic breathing, so that oceanic breath, your Ujjayi breath. For myself, as I shift myself forward and tilt my pelvis, I'm bringing my shins down onto my mat, aligning my ankles, and the spine is long and tall, and I'm rolling the shoulders back. Now, for me, this feels great inside of my body. Feel free to adjust and maneuver yourself in any way that you need, allowing the spine to be long and the heart open. I invite you here to close your eyes, bringing your palms down on top of the knees, the shoulders rolling down, and you're going to gently soften the eyes closed. I invite you to inhale deeply here, and you're going to feel your heart lift to meet your breath. And exhale, sigh the breath out, allowing your shoulders to drop down. We're going to inhale again, shoulders rising. And really allowing the body to sink and settle. One more time, inhaling through your nose, slightly constricting the back of the throat. And on your exhale, continue to slightly constrict the back of the throat as you exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose, maintaining that soft constriction. And exhale through the nose in the same softened fashion. Tuning in to the tone and the rhythm of your breath. Inhale through the nose, letting your eyes gently land to the place where the base of your nose would meet your skull bone. Exhaling through your nose, long and soft and smooth. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 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 And exhale Inhale all the way to the top of your breath. Play with holding the breath for a moment and exhale. Holding the breath at the bottom. Inhale. Holding the breath at the top. Exhale. One more time. Inhale fully. Feel the full front side of the body expand. And exhale, releasing the breath softly down. Beautiful. We're going to gently breathe the eyes open here. And I invite you to take your hands onto your shins, maybe just under the knees here. And we're going to move through a seated cat-cow. As you inhale, draw your heart through your upper arms as you roll those shoulders back and lift your chin. Exhale, allowing the tailbone to curl under, the chin to move down towards your chest. Inhale, moving with that Ujjayi breath. Exhale, connecting to the tone and the rhythm. Inhale, feel the coolness of the breath. Exhale, feel the breath warm, cascading over the upper lip. Inhale, roll those shoulders back, open through your heart. Exhale, allowing yourself to curl down to the midline, navel towards the spine. And we're inhale back to center. From here, I invite you to take your left hand behind you, almost like a second spine. And you're gonna reach your right arm up as you look up. And exhale, gently twist towards that left shoulder. Inhale, lots of length through your spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach the hands up as you look up. Exhale, right hand behind you, left arm reaching. Twisting over towards the right. Inhaling length through your spine. Exhale to twist. Inhale to unravel, reach your fingertips up. Exhale, draw your hands together and in towards the heart. Feel the long line of length and integrity moving through your spine. Softening your inner gaze. Allowing an inner lightness to move across your face. Tune back into your yogic breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, softening the grip behind the eyes. And exhale. Taking a moment here to notice how you're feeling. Setting an intention for your practice. As always, my intention for you is to have an uplifted, playful experience where you ride the wave of your breath, moving between effort and ease with grace, with a joyful curiosity, softening the edges of resistance, allowing yourself to play and explore all the space around you. Gently breathing the eyes open, and we're going to move into a traditional cat-cow. Go ahead and move your meditation cushion or your block, your bolster over to the side, and we're going to move on to all fours here. Maintaining your oceanic breath. Inhale into your cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, shine your heart forward. Exhale, move the back of your heart up towards the ceiling. Inhale through to cat, or cow, mind you. Exhale, move into your cat. Wonderful. Let's come into our table shape here, spreading the fingers wide and feeling really rooted and grounded into the mat. We're going to root down through that left arm and reach out through the right. From here, let's extend out through that left leg, bringing it up to meet the back side of the body. Flex through your left foot and draw your left toe towards the midline of your mat, turning it towards that inner right thigh. Continue to breathe, drawing your navel in towards your spine. Inhale, length. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach and extend. Continue to flex through your left foot. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach and extend, hold here. Moving into a balancing table, you're going to take your right arm out towards the right side, and you're going to take the left leg out towards the left while keeping it up to hip height, flexing through your left toe, pointing the toes towards the front of your space. Inhale yourself back to center, reach and extend. Exhale, replacing the limbs down. Move back into your oceanic breath. Allow the breath to slow the cadence of the heart. Focus the mind. And we'll move on to the left side. Flexing through all of, or spreading, mind you, through all of your right fingers. Inhale, reach out through that left arm. Exhale, reach and extend through your right leg, flexing through your right toes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow to knee in the midline of the body. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl into the middle. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend, hold here. As you exhale, taking the left arm to the left side, right leg to the right, balancing table. Breathe. Inhale, extend the limbs long, fingertips towards the front of your space, radiating energy through the sole of that right foot. Lower your limbs down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, we're going to tuck the toes, and as you exhale, shift back into downward facing dog. begin to pedal out your heels here. Moving with your breath. Alternating right and left. Now inhale up onto both of your toes and then shift your hips back and lift your tailbone to the place where the wall meets the ceiling. Draw your shoulders down and away from your ears. Exhale, begin to lower your heels down towards your mat. On the next inhale, you're going to shift forward into plank. Hold your breath. Exhale, lower onto the knees, elbows in, chaturanga. Inhale up into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for 3. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale up on your toes, bend through your legs, and find your feet up towards your hands. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up, look up. Exhale, hands into your heart. Find your Ujjayi breath. Slow the cadence of your heart. Let's begin. Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back into plank. Shift forward, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, up on your toes. Bend through your legs. Find your feet up towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands into your heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, step back plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, up on your toes, bend through your legs. Step your feet up towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands into your heart. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Hold here in Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back, palms forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Gently breathing the eyes open, bringing the toes together and the heels slightly apart. Inhale, bring your arms back. Sweep the arms forward. Lift up into a chair. Tailbone tucking down, shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale to rise, slightly backward bend. Exhale, reverse swan dive down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot through, coming into warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, settle. Hands come down, step back, shift down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left leg reaches. Step the left foot forward into a lunge, warrior one. Exhale to sink and settle. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Pivot on your right foot, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, up on your toes. Bend through your legs. Find your feet up towards your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Toes together, heels apart. Sit the hips back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to rise, backward bend. Exhale, swan dive down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, right leg lifts, step through, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Shift back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, left leg lifts. Step forward with the left foot, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Step back into plank, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, up on the toes. Bend through the legs. Find your feet up towards your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Toes together, heels apart. Sitting back into chair. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to rise, hands into your heart. Nice deep breath. Ujjayi breath. Softening the inner gaze. Slowing down the cadence of the heart. Recenter the mind. Draw your energy back into the body. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down to a forward fold. We're going to bind the big toe and pointer finger, or the pointer finger, middle finger, around the big toe with the thumbs on top. Inhale. And exhale to fold. Elbows out to either side. Inhale to release. Move into gorilla shape. Palms are facing up underneath the feet. Toes towards the wrist. Inhale. Exhale, bend through your arms. Find length through your spine. Releasing the palms from underneath the feet. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands in towards your heart. Moving into tree shape. You can choose to create a kickstand, taking the sole of the left foot onto the calf, or maybe bending generously through that left leg, taking the sole of the foot to the inside of that left thigh. Moving over to the other side, welcoming the wibbles and the wobbles. Sometimes we anchor and step right into it right away. Other days, we find our way. Draw your right hip in. Move into your tree variation on the right. We're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. We're going to float. Finding your variation. Moving with your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Nice deep inhale, shift forward into plank and hold here. We're going to take both the heels and drop them over towards the left side of our mat, moving into left side plank. Right hand comes down, shifting back into plank. Both heels moving over towards the right side plank. The left hand comes down, center plank. Lower down onto the knees, lower down onto your belly. Allowing the hands to stack and the forehead to come down. Move back to that oceanic breath. We're going to inhale to lift the head. Tops of the feet are planted into your mat. Inhale, hover the hands up, and then reach them behind you, palms facing down, moving into a locust shape. Lift up the tops of the feet, the ankles, the shins, the knees. Inhale, stretch those fingers towards the back of your mat. Exhale to lower down, restacking the hands. Move back to your breath. We're going to inhale to lift here, moving into bound locust, wrapping the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers. Reach your fist towards your tailbone, lifting the legs. Nice deep breath. Lowering down mindfully, releasing the interlacing of the fingers, forehead coming down. Breathe softness into the quality of your mind. Inhale to lift here, and we're going to move into bow pose. Bending through both of your legs, bringing your hands behind you to your feet or to your ankles, rolling those shoulders onto your back. And as you inhale, you're going to kick your shins towards the back of your space, lifting the heart, rolling the shoulders. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, shine your heart. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, lower down, release. Stacking the hands and windshield wiping the legs from right to left. Lowering the legs, shifting back onto the knees, crossing the ankles behind you, and shifting onto your seat here. Go ahead and rearrange yourself so that you're in the middle of your mat. And we're going to play with boat pose. We're going to start with the toes down, and we're going to inhale, reach the fingers forward, and exhale, hinge yourself back. Feeling the whole center body curling in, gripping in, hugging in to support you. We're going to lift the right leg into a 90 and then the left. Inhale. Extend through the right leg and then the left. Inhale. Knees draw in, lower down onto your back. Draw the thighs in towards your chest, coming into a little ball, nose to knees. Lowering the head and shoulders down. Bring the palms facing down to either side of your hips. And we're going to inhale, extend through the legs, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Begin to curl your tailbone up, feeling your belly and your low back begin to connect, navel to spine. Now, as you exhale, lower the right leg down into a hover. Inhale to lift the leg. Exhale, lowering the left. Inhale to lift the leg. Continue to alternate like this, moving with integrity, moving with integrated awareness, moving with the breath, the exhale lowering, the inhale lifting, exhale, and inhale. Bringing the thighs in towards the chest, lifting the head and shoulders, lowering back down. From here, we're going to reach and extend through the legs once again, this time bringing the hands behind the head. Curl the tailbone under and lift the head and the shoulders while keeping the elbows out towards the sides. Exhale right. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale. Right. Inhale. Left. Inhale. Right. Keep the navel in towards the spine. Inhale. Left. Inhale. This time, bend through the left leg. Extend through the right. Take the right elbow towards the left knee as we bicycle. Inhale, back to center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're continue that bicycle. For me, I'm going to keep my legs straight. You can decide to bend through alternating leg if you choose. Finding your edge. Continuing to move with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time each way. Inhale, both legs to center. Reach and extend. Reach through the fingers. Curl the upper body. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, allow the legs to drop slowly. The hands to descend behind you, slowly. Inhale, hold here. One more cycle of breath. Lowering yourself all the way down. Beautiful. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Palms facing down. We're going to bend through the legs, moving into bridge. Option to take wheel if you choose. Palms facing down. Inhale, lifting the hips. Lowering down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Moving back into your bridge, maybe interlacing your hands this time or coming back into your wheel, or choosing the first variation with palms down. Inhale to lift. Walking the shoulders underneath you if you're choosing the interlacing variation. And breathe softness into the quality of your mind. Walking the shoulders out from underneath you if you chose that variation. Releasing the hands. Lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice deep breath. Now choosing the variation of your choice. You can come into your regular bridge, your interlacing of the hands in your bridge, or maybe this time moving into your wheel once again or for the first time this practice. Fingertips are facing toward your shoulders. Walking your heels towards your hips. Inhale. And exhale. Lowering mindfully down onto the back of the head, the shoulders, the upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, drawing the thighs in towards your chest. Moving into full happy baby here. Knees moving down towards the floorboard. Lengthening through your tailbone. Open through your heart. Lowering the feet down onto your mat. Extend out through your arms and drop both your knees over to the left. I like to lift my hips first, move them towards the right, and drop both the knees to the left. Pushing the backs of my arms into my mat to lift my heart, placing it back down so that both my shoulders connect with the mat. Move back to your oceanic breath. Inhale the head back to center. Inhale your knees back to center. Push your feet into the mat to lift your hips. Bring them over to the left side of your mat, dropping both your knees to the right, rearranging your shoulders and the upper back, turning your gaze over that left shoulder. Inhaling your head and your knees back to center. Coming up into that little ball. Inhale, extend out through your limbs. Exhale, open up the limbs very wide. And lower yourself down into your final resting shape, your Shavasana. Take a nice deep inhale here. And pausing the video here, my friends, if you're looking to stay a little longer in your rested Shavasana shape. When feeling complete, centered, focused, and alive within yourself. Really allowing yourself to give immense gratitude for connecting with your body and your breath today. Acknowledging the sweet vibration of the energy that is you. Allow its comfort to relax each limb, each breath into the unfolding of relaxation. Chin softening towards the chest. Merging into the floorboards beneath you. Releasing any gripping, any holding. Sweeping the breath over the toes, tops of the feet, ankles, shins, and calves relax. Backs of the thighs, front of the thighs. Hips, all relax. Low back and low belly, surrender and receiving of the breath. Upper chest, upper back, shoulders, arms relaxed. Fingertips curling upwards as they relax. Back of the neck, collarbones, throat, back of the head, forehead, space between the brows relaxed. Jaw softened, relaxed. Your entire body completely relaxed. Wiggling through your fingers and toes as you stretch the arms overhead and the toes towards the front of your space. Inhale deeply inside out. Rolling yourself onto your right hand side, allowing your head to be cradled in your upper right arm. Allowing the cooling waters of the feminine side, that left side body, to douse the fiery flames of the right. Neutralizing your practice in love and gratitude of the opposites which present themselves on our mat and in our lives. Pushing our left palm into the floorboard. Making your way up into that seated position. Spine is long. Heart is open. Let's bring those hands into heart center. Gently tucking your chin. Honoring the polarities in which we embody externally and internally. Giving thanks and gratitude for a practice that allows us to explore the beautiful dance between effort and ease. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your precious time. With immense love and extreme gratitude, I thank you all so very much. Hi friends. I have added a link in the description of the video for those of you looking for additional supports to hold you on your journey back to self.